Oh yeah, let's turn on the boob tube and see what's going on in the news. This video is brought to you by Extreme Tees. Click on the link below. Make sure you put Kevin in the promo code and you'll get a 20% discount. Now, are you on the investment treadmill? You know, saving, and saving cash for retirement. Well, guess what? Whatever you're saving will not be worth much when you retire. Cash is trash. You have to make your money work for you. You might have all the money you need, but maybe you're not using it right. You're probably relying on stocks or mutual funds when really you need to diversify. Open a gold IRA, for instance, gives you an instant cash injection and gets your returns soaring. With gold likely to go to $2,500 an ounce this year, it is a perfect time. And that's some boost, eh? If you feel like this could be the answer for you, call the team at Noble Gold. Take out a qualified IRA this month and they will gift a solid gold 22 karat, 1/10 ounce American Eagle bullion coin. Visit our site now at www.noblegoldinvestments.com. That's noblegoldinvestments.com for the American Eagle offer. Now let's get back to the video. Welcome to Kevin's Corner. Yeah, you know, things are kind of crazy nowadays, but thank God we have our fearless leader, Joe Biden, on the wheels of steel. Let's check in and see how secure we as Americans should feel right about now with Joe running the country. Oh, well, look at this, an interview from MSNBC.
President, you met and exceeded your first 100 days goal of 100 shots in arms. I've got 2 of them in here. Thank you for that. When we were working together in the Senate, what I always saw is you take the most positive thing someone says in your direction and try to work with that tomorrow. You're 113 days into the presidency. This is the top of the mountain. You're the most prepared president in history with 36 years in the Senate, 8 years as vice president.
Now, that does not sound like an interview to me. I thought MSNBC was supposed to be news. That sounds like adoration and praise. That sounds like someone who works in PR. That sounds like his press secretary. So, you know, I mean, maybe it's just me, but I want to do a little cross-referencing to make sure that this trustworthy news anchor man is being sincere as he praises Biden and talks about how he's so prepared. All of those years he's prepared to do nothing. 47 years of doing absolutely nothing. But just to prove my point, we better be very thorough. We wouldn't want the, social media police getting me and saying that I'm pushing propaganda and fake news. So let's go ahead and look at the evidence and come to our conclusion.
That's why all the economists, even on Wall Street, are pointing out. Guess what?
What?
It grows the economy. Benefits everybody. Hurts nobody. It's fair to say this is about making the average multimillionaire pay just a fair share. It's not going to affect their standard of living at all. Not a little tiny bit. Well, I can affect the standard of living that people I grew up with if they have a job.
Crazy eyes. Those was the crazy
More
eyes.
than 5 million Americans in United States have bipolar disorder.
And I think Joe might be 5,000,001. Did y'all see that? That man got mad out of nowhere. He was mad for nothing. But, you know, that might just be a one-off. Let's keep going.
But some of the parts of our economy need special help. At the top of that list is our nation's restaurants. When COVID-19 pandemic struck, our nation's restaurants were some of the first hit and the worst hit. In 2020, more than 2.3 million restaurants jobs disappeared. 2.3 million restaurant jobs disappeared. Restaurants are more than a major driver of our economy. They're woven into the fabric of our communities. And so for many families, restaurants are the gateway to opportunity.
He didn't seem too sure about those numbers. I'm getting a little concerned. I'm sure that trustworthy MSNBC commentator went through all of this footage before he did that interview, right? But just in case he didn't, we better keep going.
Because of the American Rescue Plan, forecasters are projecting we'll see the fastest economic growth in nearly 40 years in the months to come. We're moving in the right direction.
We are.
So let's be clear. Our economic plan is working.
It is.
I never said, and no serious analyst ever suggested, that climbing out of the deep, deep hole our economy was in would be simple, easy, immediate, or perfectly steady. I also want to offer a bit more detail on the month's jobs numbers in particular. These monthly reports are a snapshot, as you all know. So they take 1 week. Now, the money we're going to be distributing now, the employers bring back laid off workers. To help them do that, we're going to remind them that there is some programs they can take advantage of. For example, employers can hire back their laid off workers part-time without those workers having to give up all their unemployment benefits. We expanded a tax incentive called Employee Retention Tax Credit. This can provide a recovering small or medium-sized business a direct credit for each worker they keep on or a job that they rehire. This one-time investment is a real answer. I know there's been a lot of discussion since Friday's report, that people are being paid to stay home rather than go to work. Well, we don't see much evidence of that.
What?
That is a major factor. We don't see that. Look.
Now see right there. Just because that man had the guts to look at us right in our faces and tell us a lie. That's all that was. We don't see much evidence of it. What are you talking about? I mean, I think most Americans are smart enough to do the math and say, you know what? If I'm making more staying at home, why would I go to work? Okay. I mean, this is, well, you know what? Let me not be judgmental. Let's keep going.
Folks, I've just spoken with Prime Minister Netanyahu.
Who?
Joe Biden threw a birthday party last week for Amtrak. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
And Joe prides himself on being a, Amtrak veteran. Millions of miles spent on Amtrak. By the way, it looks pretty comfy in there. I think he had first-class tickets on Amtrak. So when he was celebrating Amtrak's birthday last week, once again, Joe took a story, might have a nugget of truth, but threw that nugget away and piled on a lot of crap. Excuse me. Here we go.
Another story by Joe.
When I became vice president, one of the Capitol Hill newspapers estimated that I had taken more than 7,000 round trips on Amtrak over my career. I think that's an exaggeration.
Oh, it's an exaggeration, all right, but nothing compared to what Joe is about to do.
What?
There's two conductors that Mr. Weaver will remember. One of them was a guy named Angelo Negri. And
What?
Angelo,
Negri?
there was an article,
Negri?
my 4th or 5th year as vice president, saying Biden travels 1,300,000 miles on Air Force One. And I used to, the Secret Service didn't like it, but I used to like to take the train home. My mom was sick, and I'd try to come home almost every weekend as vice president to see her.
See, here
All
we
right,
go.
a couple of things. This puts the year conservatively at 2013. According to Joe, that's the earliest this could be happening. However, Joe's mother died, great lady, I'm sure, in 2010. And Angelo Negri, FNC, got to give him credit, looked it up. He retired in 1993. Keep going, Joe.
I was getting on the train, and Angelo Negri came up to me and goes, "Joey, baby!" And he grabbed my cheek, started to squeeze it like he always did. And I thought he was going to get shot. I'm serious. And I said, no, he's a friend. He said, "Joey, what's the big deal? 1,200,000, 300,000 miles on Air Force Two. You know how many miles you travel on Amtrak?" I said, "No, Ange, I don't know." And he gave me the calculation. And he said, "You travel 1,515,000 miles on Amtrak." So the fact is, I probably take Ange's word before I took the word of what the article said.
And unfortunately, I can't take one word that this man just said seriously. Therefore, if he's willing to lie about something simple, I question would he even pump the brakes to lie about something more seriously? So this guy, Angelo, somehow made it through the Secret Service all the way to Joe to pinch his cheek before he was, what, tackled or shot? I mean, did Angelo just say, you know what? I see him surrounded by men with guns and glasses and earpieces, but it's me, Angelo. And he walked right up to Joe without Joe calling him first, right? But then, what even makes it more unbelievable is Angelo somehow managed to do all these calculations of Joe riding that choo-choo train back and forth to his mom, which is also unbelievable because for that amount of miles and that many times on that choo-choo train, do you think that Secret Service would have let Joe get on there and go home? Hey, you know what? Hey, we couldn't stop him. We couldn't do anything about it. Surely we needed a little more prep time along the way, but you know, it's Joe and all, and it's his mom. Do you think that really happened? I don't. And if you do, something's going on up top, just like it is with him. But let's continue with Story Time with Joe.
Oh, this is right out of the Corn Pop files.
And how?
And, he was such a good friend that the Secret Service almost shot him because he got too close to Vice President Joe Biden.
Happens all the time.
Angelo. Corn Pop. None of that's true.
Now, here's what drives the driver in the states that are affected. Here's what you can do, the drivers. Don't panic, number one. Do not get more gas than you need in the next few days.
You go, Chop?
And think about this. I'm being literal. Uniquely a product of a document.
Now, my.
It says, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men and women are created equal.
Well, I know. You a good girl, ain't you, Gina?
Endowed by their creator with certain inalienable rights.
Get him.
So why don't you get on your knees?
Including life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
And pray with me.
Every time we're silent.
Scare me, Joe.
Every time we let hate flourish.
And Satan, Lucifer, Beelzebub.
We make a lie of who we are as a nation.
Comes in many forms.
I mean it literally.
Not just the form of a serpent.
We cannot let the very foundation of this country continue to be eaten away.
A man that just want to lay his hand on that soft, supple, perky little. Down, Satan! I rebuke you, O Prince of Darkness! Down, I say!
He did work. My dad used to say, Joey, and I swear to God, when he left Scranton, when Cole died, my dad was he was a salesperson. He wasn't a coal miner. My great-grandpa was, but.
Hey, look, guys. That's Joe Biden. He's driving. Oh. Why is there a second steering wheel?
Here we go. You ready?
Well, okay, I mean, look, he made that hard right. Why is the front wheel remaining straight when Joe took a hard right?
Just clap for that, you stupid bastard.
I can only assume that you will enjoy educating your family about how the Coast Guard is, quote, the hard nucleus around the Navy forms in times of war.
What?
You're a really dull class.
Well, because that was a hacked
Come
up
on, man.
statement.
Is the sun getting to you? I think we have to to reclaim our place as the leading innovator in the world.
Okay.
Is to my expectation and hope is that this will be
SOB, what?
with the Prime Minister of Israel, and I think that my hope is that we'll see this. For example, there's a situation where there's an estimation of somewhere between $700 billion and $1.3 trillion if we hire up more IRS agents and we go after those folks who are avoiding taxes at the top end.
Is that a real number?
And I brought with me a former Academy grad who now serves as my Coast Guard Mille, Lieutenant Commander Jana. Now, I'm going to embarrass her. I'm Janet McCrone of the class of 2007.
Can't get the name right, Joe?
And I want to thank the former general. I keep calling him general, but the guy who runs that outfit over there. I want to make sure we thank the secretary for all he's done to try to implement what we just talked about, and for recommending these two women for promotion.
Well, I see why the military folks are concerned, because this guy don't even know who he appointed. I mean, I'm pretty sure his staff just said, Joe, don't worry about it. We'll go ahead and pick all the appointees, and all you have to do is just read the teleprompter, and he still couldn't get the names right. Yeah, I'm concerned.
Let me conclude with this. In light of the end that we've been talking about, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Well, it's growing brighter and brighter.
I don't feel that way.
Are there enough PPPs? That's why I'm asking people to continue to follow CDC guidelines. The safety measures needed, the PPP needed to open our schools and businesses.
PPP.
We can do that. We did that. We've been through this before with the coronavirus. We've been through this before. We've been through this before with dealing with the viruses that the N1H15. PPPs, masks, gloves. Supply of those.
Messing up the song, Joe.
96 masks. Today, I'm proud to nominate David Chipman to serve as the director of the AFT. In the CVC parking lots and I forget the other one he mentioned, and what is needed to allow us to move back into the JOPCA so that we're part of it.
You know what, y'all? This is depressing to watch, because I live in this country. That dude remind me of that person on Family Feud who says something real dumb, and the whole family knows that he's the person or she's the person that's messing them all up. They got one strike left, and then they answer something dumb. But the family got to try to act like, okay, good answer. You already know what's coming. Bam. Because that was a dumb answer. Joe got buzzed throughout that whole montage right there. So I think maybe we should send this whole montage to that MSNBC propagandist to maybe go over before he gets out there touting Joe's resume filled with nothing but nothing. There it is. How you gonna fill a resume that has nothing on it with nothing? Yeah, that's right. Nothing from left and least nothing, Joe. But then, anyway, God bless y'all. God bless America. My home, sweet home. God bless. Take care, y'all. Check out Extreme Tees, my sponsor. The link is below this video. If you click on it and put Kevin in a promo code, you'll get a 20% discount. And finally, don't forget to hit like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification button. And if you'd like to donate to Kevin and Kevin's Corner, there's links below this video to do that as well. Okay, God bless you and God bless America.